with hair black as boot polish and chestnut tan skin. Hard to tell the color of his eyes because he wears glasses. "What did I tell you, Pete?" my other brother Will says. "A city boy. Useless." He spits. Much as I hate to admit it, Will's right. Frankie looks like a stiff breeze would send him right off the platform. Pete just grins around the stalk of onion grass in his teeth. Then, as Will's spit fries up on the tracks below, he walks over to Francis and sticks out a hand. "Hiya, Frankie." Frankie. Just like that, Pete changes his name. Our cousin is Frankie now. Frankie forever. "I'm your cousin Pete. This here's Will, and that's Jack." My brother tilts his shaggy head my way. "Stick close by Jack. He'll look after you." "I sure will," I say, trying to sound more excited about it than I am. Will snorts. He don't like it one bit Frankie's come to stay with us, what with school only being out a few precious months. My brother's been planning an expedition to find a wrecked fighter jet that crashed years ago the next county over. We ain't supposed to go, on account of the Air Force men never being truthful enough for Ma's liking as to whether they found all the bombs and missiles that were on it. The wreck is far, and it's rough country to get there, even for us. Will worries babysitting a city boy will ruin it. That's how my brothers want to spend the summer. But I got a secret summertime plan of my own. And if or how our city boy cousin can help, I can't say. We simmer a bit on the platform, while above us white sky bruises slowly toward blue. Away to the west, storm clouds stack themselves one atop the other. Frankie still ain't spoken. Behind his glasses, I spy a pair of soft, dark eyes that move from Pete to Will to me. "Let's not stand here like a pack of fools." Will seizes Frankie's suitcase as the train lets loose a final hiss, then a whistle as the whole metal monster groans to life and goes rolling away along tracks that gleam like spilled quicksilver through the fields of butterfly weed. Pete leads us off the platform, down to the gravel drive where our pickup bakes an afternoon sun. He and Will climb into the cab while I heave Frankie's suitcase into the bed and hop up with him for the ride back to Stairways. The train is far out in the fields by the time Pete brings the Ford's engine to life. With its tracks hidden in the high grass, the train looks like it's floating over Pennsylvania farmland. A ghost train. Frankie watches it go, and I know by the look on his face he wishes he was still on that train, heading back home to his city. But I don't know why he'd want to, with the whole place burning as it is. Leaving the station, Pete decides to cut through the town of New Shiloh rather than go around. He drives us down Main Street past the red brick storefronts with their stenciled letters, and old iron street lamps, and little metal benches that ain't comfortable at all to sit on. I figure it's mostly so he and Will can see if there are any kids around they know from school. Beside me in the truck bed, Frankie watches the town go by with a sad kind of look on his face. And I know he's comparing it to his city. Old Sam Williamson says once upon a time this was a wagon trail, I tell him. Frankie looks at me, surprised at my sudden talk. "Yes, sir. This road carried pioneers in Conestoga wagons all the way from Philadelphia right on through to them mountains," I go on. "Nowadays, people still come from Philadelphia, only they stay here, mostly in the new houses going up the far side of town. The new developments that Dad hates." Frankie looks back to the streets and catches a faceful of sunlight blazing off the windows of the National 5 and 10. Up in the cab, Will finds Bob Dylan on the radio. Dad never likes us listening to him, but Will does it anyway. Pete sings as he drives with a voice that's got more to it in the way of strength than tune, but still sounds nice somehow. Pete 17.